Welcome, this is Joshua Benoist in Autodesk Product Support. We're going to talk about Video 1, can electrical devices be on more than one layer? Let's look at the problem statement. Pause the video if you need to read that. Let's get started. So we're going to start with Windows Explorer and go to the C drive, Program Data, open that up. Open Autodesk, and we'll use MEP 2011, ENU, and we want MEP content, US Imperial, and electrical. So we've got both devices and panels. Let's open up a panel drawing first. So here is our panel drawings. And these are all the different blocks that go together to make up our panels. If I use my view cube in the bottom left corner, you can see that some of these are flat 2D symbols and some of these are three-dimensional bodies. I wanted to point that out because the block that you edit is either going to be a flat 2D polyline, or you might want to put in, add to the 3D body block some kind of three-dimensional, like a box that represents the maintenance clearance. So anyway, we're not going to work on the panels. We'll do this with a simple device. And so I'm going to exit the panels drawing here, but the concepts are going to be the same. Okay, so let's go back and look at devices, and I'm just going to pick a power drawing. Okay, so we're in the power drawing. Now notice in this device drawing you don't have all the devices already in model space, which is okay. If you want to know what all the different devices are that are in this file, you got two choices. You can go to the Manage tab, go to the Style Manager, and Electrical Objects, and look at all the device styles here. So there's tons of device styles in here, and once you pick out one, we can identify what block it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a fuse disconnect, and we'll go to the Views tab, and here in Plan View it's going to tell you what view block it's using. It's using this fuse disconnect Plan View block. If you choose Reflected here, it's going to tell you what block it's using there. So it looks like it's using the same block for both. Some of these might be three-dimensional, and so you might have Plan, Reflected, and Model, and in which case you'd have one of those three-dimensional model blocks here. I believe the panels have a model block as well, but so you'd pick and determine which block represents the 2D plan or the 3D model symbol. I'm going to say cancel here, but that's how you identify what block is used with your device. Once we know what block is used with the device, we can type in BEDIT, BEdit, enter, and we're going to go down here and we're going to find AECB Other, and I think I'm just going to use this disconnect here, this block. I know it's probably not the same one as the fuse disconnect that we saw in the Style Manager, but we'll use this one for our example. I'm going to cancel this and zoom out just a little bit. Let's go to the Home tab, and I'm going to pick a rectangle. And I'm just going to say, let's say that we want some maintenance area around the handle. And this is just a symbol, so it's not like it's the it's not like a electrical panel, which actually represents the the body of the panel. These are just symbols. But let's say that you want to add this. The concept is the same. The point is, you want to add this clearance area around your symbol. So I've added this rectangle, and I'm going to look at the properties. So I know that fell off the video there, but I right-clicked and then I said properties, and then I'm going to pull my properties thing back over here. And so let's say that if you want this new line to be part of the same layer and layer key used by the device, then you would leave the layer set to 0. But let's say that you don't want that. Let's say that you want it to be on its own unique layer. Well, you can change this to be on any layer you want here. You would probably, in order to create a new layer, I think, yeah, you do. You need to create that new layer in Layer Manager prior to starting your edit command. But for now, I'm just going to put it on the def points layer. I'm going to change it to be the red color, and it's set to dashed already, which is what I had set earlier. So I'm going to exit. In Block Editor, you won't see the dashed line. We'll see it later on. So anyway, we've added this now to our block symbol. Let's go back to the Block Editor ribbon and say Save Block. The rest of these lines are on layer 0, and they're set to by block. So now we've basically forced this to use the layer that we want, and I took an additional step and said, use color red. But you can leave it set to by layer. It's going to use the def points layer. Alright, so anyway, let's close this. Now we need to save our power style drawing. So I'm going to close and say yes. Okay, so now I'm going to start a new drawing, and I'm going to go to the Home tab. I'm going to make sure that I'm on the electrical workspace and start my tool palette. I'm on the Power and Lighting Device tab here, and so we're going to scroll down, and here I have disconnect. So when I go to insert my disconnect, not only can I see my changes there in the window, but when I insert it, I can see it on the screen. So here's my disconnect and my rectangle. Of course, my line type didn't work out the way I expected. Let's go back and fix that. Dashed and 1.00. How about we try and change that to 0.25? Let's see if that... that rectangle may be too small for the line type. Okay. So save it, close our drawing file and save it. Start a brand new drawing, and we'll try this one more time. There we go. Now we can see the line type. Alright, so basically the body of the device is using the layer key. Here's the layer right here, eDevice-standard. So it's using the system here and the layer key from that system, which points it to that layer. Alright, so the answer is yes, you can have objects on a different layer from the layer key, it only works with panels and devices. It does not work with MV parts, the parametric MV parts, and does not work with the block-based MV parts, which I believe block-based MV parts you can edit after it's been inserted into the drawing. You can edit the block definitions, but not before. So anyway, those are limitations of the system, and that's how you edit a device to have a clearance. Thank you very much.